Electronics components. When you are checking the electronics circuits, the electronic circuit consists of small pieces. That small pieces are called electronics components. There's a lot types of electronics components are found in our circuits. Each electronics component has its own functions. The electronics components are capacitor, diode, transistor, resistor, and IC or integrated circuit. Each electronics component has its own functions. Resistor. Resistor is the electronics components which can resist the flow of currents. It can affect the flow of currents. It can slow the flow of currents. Capacitor is the electronics components. It can store the electronics charge for a short periods. When it stored that charge, then it worked like a water dams. So it stored that charge and pushed that charge at once. Diode. The diode is the electronics components. It converts the AC current into DC currents. What is AC current and DC currents? That will be discussed in the next video. So the other function of the diode is it can be allowed the DC current on one side, but it can stop the DC current on other sides. Transistor. Transistor is the main electronics components. It has three terminals. It has two functions. The first function of the transistor that it works like a switching. It works like on and off. The other function of the transistor is amplifications. It can be amplify the small signal into the large signals. The other electronics component is IC. IC stands for integrated circuits. When we can make a large electronic circuits, then that large circuit we convert into a small circuit. That small circuit is called integrated circuits or IC. We will discuss all electronics components in details on the next video. If you like more electronics video, please subscribe the Electronic Fun channels and press the bell icon to get notification of a new video.